Level 1, the curious kid. You're not a criminal. Not yet. You're just bored. You spend nights on forums most people don't know exist. Cybersecurity threads, hacker communities, people arguing about exploits like it's a video game. You don't understand half of what they're saying, but you understand one thing. There's money here. You download tools you barely know how to use. Password crackers, network scanners, free scripts someone leaked. You test them on your own Wi-Fi, then your neighbors. Nothing serious, just curiosity. You watch YouTube tutorials about phishing. You read guides about social engineering. You learn that hacking isn't magic. It's psychology. It's laziness. It's people reusing passwords. You don't make money. You don't steal anything valuable. You just experiment. You join Telegram groups. You never speak. You just read. You see screenshots of crypto wallets, 5 figures, 6 figures. You tell yourself those are fake. They probably are, but maybe they're not. You learn a rule quickly. Real hackers don't brag. The loud ones get caught. The quiet ones get rich. You close your laptop at 3 a.m., heart racing. Not from fear, from possibility. You tell yourself, this is harmless. You're just learning, just exploring, just curious. But the next night, you try something real, and this time it works. Level 2, the script user. You don't write code, you copy it. You find phishing kits sold for $40 in private channels. Templates already built. Fake bank pages, fake crypto exchanges, fake login portals. All you have to do is deploy them. You rent cheap hosting, $12 a month. You don't even hide it. Well, you send your first phishing email, 100 addresses scraped from somewhere online. No response. You send another batch, 200 this time. Still nothing. Then one login hits. Username, password. You stare at it for a full minute. You weren't expecting it to work. You try the credentials. It opens. It's a small account, 1327 inside. You hesitate. Then you move the money. Crypto first, then out. Your hands shake. Not from guilt, from adrenaline. No police knock, no frozen account. Nothing happens. The next week you scale. You improve the email design. Better logos, better grammar, more volume. 3 accounts hit. Then 5, then 10. You learn something important. Most people don't get hacked because systems fail. They get hacked because they're tired, distracted, trusting. You start earning consistently. 800, more 400, 2300. Some weeks nothing. Some weeks everything. You join small-time scam groups. They don't trust you. You don't trust them. Everyone uses fake names. Everyone uses VPNs. Everyone assumes someone is undercover. You are no longer curious. You are profitable. Small, replaceable, but profitable. Then someone messages you privately, want bigger tools? And that's when you realize you've only been playing with toys. Level 3, the carder. You stop stealing login. You start buying them. Dark forums have sections you didn't understand before. Now you do. Fool's fresh dumps, CVVs, verified cards. You don't hack the banks. You buy the data from someone who did. $20 per card, sometimes less. You test small first. Online electronics store, gift cards, resell them for crypto. The first flip works. $600 profit in one night. No phishing emails. No waiting, just speed. You learn which cards decline, which banks flag faster, which countries are easier. You stop using your own infrastructure. You start using drop addresses, reshipping mules, people who don't ask questions. You pay them 10%, they take the risk. You take the margin. Your Telegram changes. You're in new groups now. Serious ones. People posting daily balance screenshots. $12,000. 18,000, 27,000. You stop being impressed. You focus on scaling. You automate card testing. You bulk purchase 50 cards, then 200, then 500. Some burn instantly. Some hit big. One corporate card runs clean. $8,400 before it's killed. Your biggest night yet. You stop thinking in hundreds. You think in thousands. 5,000 weeks become normal. Then $12,000 weeks. Then $20,000 months. You upgrade your laptop. You upgrade your phone. You don't upgrade your lifestyle. Not publicly. You understand something now. This isn't hacking. It's logistics, supply, demand, speed, and silence. Then a vendor messages you. Why flip small? Want access to real volume? And for the first time, you're invited up the ladder. Level 4, the fish are at scale. You stop buying stolen cards. Margins are thin. Supply isn't stable. You want control, so you build your own funnel, not from scratch. You buy better kits, custom domains, bulletproof hosting. You clone real websites perfectly. Banks, crypto exchanges, streaming platforms. You don't blast random emails anymore. You target. You buy breached email databases. Filter by bank. Filter by country. Filter by income bracket. You design emails that don't look fake. No spelling mistakes. No urgency in caps. Just calm authority. Unusual activity detected. You test small. 500 emails. 12 hits. 3 with real balances. You don't drain them immediately. You log patterns. You wait. You learn when they check accounts. You learn how long before they notice. Then you move. Crypto first, then layered transfers. Then mixers. $14,000 in one afternoon. You realize something. Scale beats hustle. You automate. Landing pages rotate. Domains expire and reappear. You build a small team. One designer, one email sender, one mule coordinator. You split profits. You take the largest cut. Your monthly income stabilizes. $20,000, $40,000, then a $62,000 month. You don't celebrate, you improve. Your infrastructure gets cleaner. Encrypted comms only. No personal devices. No reused passwords. You're not a script user anymore. You're an operator. But operators attract attention. Spam filters adapt. Banks respond faster. You notice accounts locking sooner. Then one morning, one of your domains is seized. A red warning page replaces your login portal. You feel it immediately. This isn't small anymore. You're visible, and visibility changes everything. Level 5, the malware operator. Phishing feels small now. Too slow, too dependent on human error. You want leverage. You buy access to ransomware kits, not the loud public ones. Private builds, affiliate programs. You don't attack targets yourself. You deploy payloads. Small businesses first. Local law firms, medical clinics, manufacturing companies. You breach through exposed remote desktop ports, unpatched servers, stolen credentials. Once inside, you move quietly. You map the network. You disable backups. You escalate privileges, then you trigger it. Files encrypt across the system. Screens turn red. Your data has been secured. You set the price. $75,000, they negotiate. You don't respond immediately. Silence increases pressure. Some refuse. They try to recover. They fail, then they pay. Crypto only. You verify the transfer. You send the decryption key. Professional, efficient, no emotion. The first payout is $48,000 after affiliate split. More than you made in months before. You realize something dangerous. Companies are easier than people. They have insurance. They have panic budgets. They pay faster. You scale carefully. 2 operations per month, then 3. One job hits big. A regional logistics company. 3 $10,000 ransom. You're cut. $140,000. You don't touch the money immediately. You spread it. Different wallets, different chains, cold storage. Now your yearly income crosses 7 figures. You're no longer a scammer. You're part of an ecosystem. Developers, access brokers, negotiators, money launderers. You join private channels, invite only, vetted. You see names you recognize from headlines. You stop thinking about getting rich. You think about staying invisible. Then one morning, you see your ransomware strain mentioned on a cybersecurity blog. They don't know it's you, but they know it exists. And that means you're officially on the radar. Level 6, the network builder. You don't deploy ransomware anymore. You recruit the people who do. Affiliates, independent crews, small operators looking for better tools. You offer infrastructure, custom builds, stable encryption, reliable payment panels. In exchange, you take a cut, 20%, sometimes 30%. You create rules. No hospitals, no schools, no local targets, not for morality. For heat management, you track performance. Which crews convert? Which ones panic? Which ones talk too much? You drop the sloppy ones, you reward the quiet ones. Your income stabilizes, not from one big job, from many. 10 crews, 20, across different countries, different time zones. You don't know their real names. They don't know yours. You provide access brokers, negotiators, escrow wallets. The ecosystem grows. Now, when a company gets hit, it's rarely you directly. It's your network. You see dashboards, live infections, live negotiations, live transfers. You feel detached like a CEO watching quarterly numbers. Then the numbers explode. A multinational target, 2.4 million demand. Your cut alone, $600,000. 1 week you stop checking. Daily earnings. You check monthly, then quarterly. 7 figures annually becomes normal. Then 8 figures gross across the network. And with scale comes noise. More victims reporting. More cybersecurity briefings. Your ransomware family gets a name. Analysts start tracking it. You see threat intelligence reports, diagrams mapping your strain, aliases linked together. You realize something uncomfortable. You built something too visible, and systems this large don't stay invisible forever. Level 7, the infrastructure king. You stop thinking about attacks. You think about pipes, bandwidth, servers, redundancy. If crews are soldiers, you're the weapon supplier. You invest in bulletproof hosting. Jurisdictions that don't cooperate, data centers that look legitimate. On paper, you run cloud services. In reality, you rent space to chaos. You build private VPN layers, encrypted relays, rotating IP pools. Nothing traces cleanly. You acquire botnets, not flashy ones, quiet ones. Hundreds of thousands of devices, sleeping, waiting. You don't launch attacks. You lease power. DDoS as a service, access as a service, anonymity as a service. You charge monthly retainers, flat fees, premium protection tiers. Your income becomes predictable, stable, millions annually. No ransom negotiations, no phishing emails, just infrastructure. Crews depend on you. If you disappear, they go dark. That makes you valuable and vulnerable because now you're not one of many. You're a choke point. You monitor uptime obsessively. Server health, traffic anomalies, intrusion attempts. Then one night you detect something different. Not noise, not scanners, targeted probing. Someone mapping your nodes. Someone patient, someone professional. You rotate servers, you migrate clusters, you shut down segments, but the probing continues. And for the first time in years, you feel hunted, not because of money, but because of scale. Systems this large draw hunters just as large. Level 8, the Syndicate leader. You stop running servers personally. You appoint managers, trusted lieutenants, separate cells. No one sees the full map. You create layers between you and the chaos. Infrastructure heads, affiliate leads, money coordinators. Each thinks they're important. None see everything. You don't talk in chat rooms anymore. You hold encrypted calls, voice distorted, cameras off. You negotiate territory. Which crews operate where? Which targets are off limits? You broker peace between rival groups because internal wars attract attention. Now you're not just making money. You're stabilizing an ecosystem. Ransomware, access brokers, data sellers, launderers. It all flows through agreements you shape. Your annual gross across the network crosses $30 million. You don't touch most of it. You take percentages, fees, infrastructure retainers. Your personal reserves grow slower now, but safer, more distributed. Then politics enter the picture. One country quietly tolerates you. Another adds you to sanctions lists. You see your alias mentioned in classified leaks. You see cybersecurity firms naming your syndicate. They don't know your real identity, but they know the structure. And structure is enough. You start seeing bounties. 5 million for information, 10 million for confirmed arrest. Your partners grow nervous. Some disappear, some flip. One lieutenant vanishes after a border crossing. No explanation. You tighten security. No travel, no luxury spending, no public mistakes. You reduce contact. You trust fewer people. Because at this level, you're not hunted by victims. You're hunted by governments. And governments don't panic. They wait. Level 9, the most wanted. Your alias is no longer underground. It's public. Cybersecurity firms publish full reports. Governments issue indictments. Your name isn't there, but your alias is, and that's enough. You see your syndicate labeled priority threat. You see press conferences mentioning your malware family. You stop checking revenue dashboards. You check news alerts. A sealed indictment appears in a foreign court. Your alias listed among co-conspirators. You read it twice, then 3 times. You don't recognize some of the names. They're building cases you didn't even know existed. Sanctions hit crypto exchanges. Wallet clusters freeze. $4.7 million locked overnight. No warning, no appeal. You move what you can. Cold storage, offline backups, paper keys. You stop using normal internet. Air-gapped devices only. You don't travel. You don't cross borders. You avoid airports entirely. Then one morning, Interpol publishes a red notice. Your alias, your operation, your network. They still don't know your real face, but they know the structure. You watch footage of arrests. Former affiliates in handcuffs. Data centers seized, servers imaged. Some flip, some talk. You assume everything is compromised. You shut down segments. You burn contacts. You wipe machines. Your world shrinks. No crew meetings, no infrastructure oversight, just survival. You're not a leader anymore. You're a liability. And at this level, liabilities get removed by governments or by former partners trying to save themselves. You sleep in different rooms each week. You trust no one. You refresh news feeds obsessively. Then something changes. The headlines slow. Attention shifts. Another syndicate rises. Another breach dominates the news cycle. Your alias disappears from trending feeds. The red notice remains, but the spotlight moves. You're not safe. You're just not urgent. And in this world, not urgent is the closest thing to invisible. Level 10, the ghost. The headlines move on. Your alias fades from feeds. The red notice still exists, but it's buried. You shut everything down. No syndicate, no infrastructure, no affiliates, just silence. You don't consolidate your money. Large transfers attract eyes. You move small amounts slowly, carefully. Different chains, different paths. You don't build anything new. You don't join new groups. You don't respond to messages. You live smaller, cheaper apartments, cash purchases, no patterns. Some days you think they forgot. Some days you're sure they didn't. You check the door twice. You scan rooms instinctively. You sleep lightly. You stop chasing power. Now you chase quiet. You built a network that made millions. You dismantled it yourself. No arrest, no trial, no headline closure, just absence. Somewhere right now, someone is learning how to send their first phishing email. They think it's just money. They think they won't get caught. They don't understand the ladder. They don't understand the spotlight. And they definitely don't understand how hard it is to disappear. The cycle continues.